Greetings, fellow Watford fans. Omar here, and it's time for the Orns Saturday Focus. And it's great to be back. The Saturday Focus, of course, is Watford versus Hull, who play tomorrow at Vicarage Road. And after the World Cup break, now for England, their World Cup departure, Watford get back on the Championship circuit. That game is at the Vic tomorrow between Watford and Hull. And it is a game that's very important for both teams. For Hull, they are fourth from bottom in the championship table. For Watford, they are in sixth place as they begin the second part of their season, all the way, hopefully, to what I believe will be automatic promotion to the Premier League. Well, we'll see about that in a few months' time, but it is time to focus, of course, on this game tomorrow at the Vic. Watford, who will start in sixth place before start of play tomorrow, have a chance to get to third if they beat Hull, and they should be able to do that. But the important keys here for a Hull team who are fourth from bottom is that they will give Watford some problems in this game. There's no question about the fact that Hull are going to be looking at Watford as a target, as every team has been this season in the Championship, who, of course, look at Watford as a team that, of course, were promoted and then relegated from the Premier League in the space of just over a year. They will be looking to make sure that Watford come a cropper tomorrow. And Watford have to guard against complacency and a belief that just turning up on the pitch guarantees you 3 points against a team in the bottom four. Now, Hull have had their challenges this season, like Watford have. Like Watford, they sacked their manager in September. Like Watford, they have had a lot of self-doubt. But unlike Watford, as I say, they sit in the bottom four in the championship, and they must get a win if they want to get away from the relegation zone. For Watford, though, it is a standard of get these 3 points against teams that you are supposed to be beating. Now, Watford have had issues with dealing with clubs who have been struggling at the lower ends of the championship. We've seen this on a number of occasions this season. We saw it against Blackpool. We saw it against Bristol City, of course, the last game Watford played before they went on the break, when they got that poor 0-0 draw, that 0-0 in a game that Watford did not play well in at all. Now Watford, who have been away and have made good use of these weeks off during the World Cup, look like they are ready to get back. I expect to see Jeremy Ngakia named to the bench at minimum in this game, and it looks as if Watford have some extra bodies back and some energy. We will see if that pans out, but Watford must guard against complacency and must not play down to the level of their competition, which they have done, as I said, on a number of occasions this season. Watford must go into this game tomorrow with a clear head, a focus, and a resolute belief in themselves. Confidence is everything in this sport, in anything in life. And what Watford must do tomorrow is make sure that from the very start of this game, they are switched on and ready to go, and in a performance that will give them a lot more confidence. They have to play much better than they did against Bristol City a few weeks ago, and they must perform at home against teams that they are expected to beat. But that means not being overconfident. That means not being cocky. That means not expecting that just by turning up, you're going to get 3 points. You've got to put the work in, and you have to be ruthless tomorrow. That's my key for Watford. They must be ruthless tomorrow in this match against Hull. They cannot give Hull any possibility of getting into this game. Watford have to play this game tomorrow the way they played against Luton Town. And we know that Sunday kickoffs have been very good for Watford, but that doesn't guarantee that they're going to get 3 points tomorrow at the Vic against Hull. But what they must do against Hull is play very aggressive football, the way they did against Luton Town. Pressure and harass Luton Town. And that's what they've got to do tomorrow against Hull. Don't give Hull a moment's peace. There must be high press involved. There must be movement, quick movement of the ball involved. There has to be balls into the box. There has to be an unsettling of the defensive back line for Hull. And there has to be continuous forays into the Hull penalty area. No hesitations. Go at Hull. They are there to be taken, and they are there for the taking. The question becomes, how will Watford effectuate this, knowing what they know? They cannot take for granted this team. Hull are going to be dangerous. Hull may dirty up the game. They may make it a very frustrating day for Watford, but Watford will have to be patient in this game against a Hull side who have struggled and a Hull side that certainly will be playing with a great deal of house money. Nobody outside of Hull is expecting them to do anything in this game against Watford, and that's where the danger lies for Watford. Watford have got to treat this as business, not as expectation. If Watford treat this game as expectation, they will come into a very sticky wicket indeed. But if they treat this game as business, I'm confident that they will execute that business. This has been the Orns Saturday Focus.